They were the last creatures on earth. Everything was wiped out. How do you think they felt? What about Joseph in the Old Testament? My goodness, look at him. His very own brothers sold slavery to him. He was then imprisoned, falsely accused by his master's wife, and thrown into jail. While he was in jail, he actually became well thought of, and then he helped the Pharaoh's cupbearer, and the cupbearer promised that he would never forget him, and then he forgot him for 2 years. What about Job? Aren't you guys glad you're not Job? In the span of a single day, everything he had was gone. His family, his possessions, his livelihood, his health. Listen to him from verse 6 of Job. Oh, that my grief were fully weighed, and my calamity laid with it on the scales. For then it would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words have been rash. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me. My spirit drinks in their poison. The terrors of God are arrayed against me. Oh, that I might have my request, that God would grant me the one thing I long for, that it would please God to crush me, that he would loose his hand and cut me off. What strength do I have that I should hope? And what is my end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh bronze? Is my help not within me, and is success from me? Now we know that God wasn't actually doing these things to him, it was Satan. But how many times have we been in these situations and we're like, all right, God, just kill me. Get it over with. Everything's happening. Just kill me right here, right now. What about David? David supported his king, King Saul, through everything. David never did anything against Saul. Had opportunities to kill him, but he didn't. But Saul persecuted David, drove him out of the country, hunted him down, tried to have him killed. And David, a man after God's own heart. Now, this guy wasn't exactly perfect. We know some of the things that happened to him. But he was still considered a man after God's own heart. And listen to his words from the Psalms. Psalm 10. Why do you stand afar off, O Lord? Why do you hide in times of troubles? Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me and from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but you do not hear. And in the night, I am not silent, but I am no man. A reproach of men and despised by the people. All those who see me ridicule me. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, he trusted in the Lord, let him rescue him, deliver him, since he delighted. And those words, my God, why have you forsaken me? And the very words of Jesus himself. And how did that go? And this man, that everyone who looked at the evidence against him said, he's innocent, he's done nothing wrong. Yet he was beaten, brutalized, and killed. Paul, the Apostle Paul, continuously in danger. How many times was he stoned and run out of town? What if we stop Paul's story when he was shipwrecked? Or when he was stoned and left for dead? What if we stop the story of the crucifixion? You know, we're limited beings. We can't see what's happened. We can see the past and we can see the present, but we cannot see what is to come. We know what is going on now, but God knows what's going to happen in the end. We may think that this is the end. Whatever is going on in our lives, we may think, oh my gosh, this is it. But guys, this is the middle of the story. This is not the end of the story. Just because we can't turn the page and turn the book and look at those last few pages doesn't mean that it's over. Yeah, sometimes things get bad. God never promises that it won't be bad. You know, things, you may think that it's horrible and it's not. You may think that it's horrible, and honestly, you are going through a lot and it is that bad. God's word never says that we're never going to have troubles in our lives. But he does say that he will be with us and that he will get us through it. You know, it's hard to think otherwise, think that it's going to happen that way sometimes. Sometimes when it's that bad, we do think that God has forgotten us, that he has abandoned us, that where is he in all of this? But where was he with Noah? Where was he with Job, with David, with Christ, with Paul, with any of those? in the middle of their stories, where was God? He was right there the whole time. And you know, let's look at these stories again. At the moment in their lives, all these people that we've looked at, things probably felt pretty hopeless to them. But eventually the waters receded and Noah's family was safe. They repopulated the world and God promised never to flood it again. Joseph was eventually remembered after 2 long years and became the second most powerful man in all of Egypt. And he kept not only his family, but all of Egypt from starving during famine. God gave Job twice as much as he had before and blessed the later part of his life more than he blessed the first part of it. David conquered his enemies, saved Israel, and eventually paved the way for Solomon and later Jesus.